Eyewitness Weather forecast.
Well, we did it for the books. Today, a new record high. We'll take a look at those numbers, talk about potentially another record breaker tomorrow. However, it's a race against time. We'll have some wet weather, so we'll see. It's going to be close, but 65 at last check was the high. Now, I did see an in-between hour reading of 66. Either which way, it is a new record for the date, and it is still mild out there this evening. 61, south wind at 16. That's going to stay pretty frisky overnight, so temperatures aren't going to drop all that much tonight. Here's what to expect. Record warmth into Wednesday morning, but Wednesday is such a changeable day because by late afternoon, temperatures are going to plunge. We're going to have a round of rain, some thunderstorms, maybe a little small hail. That goes to a period of wet snow by evening. Watch for a flash freeze because temperatures are going to drop fast. I mean, we are literally going to see a 20, 30 degree temperature drop over the course of 2 or 3 hours. And on top of that, the winds will be picking up as well. We could see gusts push 45 to 50 miles an hour. Because of that, there's a high wind watch that is in effect here for the Mohawk Valley. Wind advisory down into Otsego County. So here's a sampling of what we expect in terms of the winds. Notice tonight they start to pick up, and then we get into the day tomorrow, becoming windy into the afternoon, and especially late at night. Once that cold front swipes through, we see the winds really rush in. So look at a 50-mile-per-hour gust, Little Falls, 40, 45 here in Utica. So it is going to get pretty windy around here later tomorrow and tomorrow night. Another way to illustrate this, I was talking about that temperature drop. Look at where we are midday. In the low or mid 60s. Now 61 would be a new record high, but watch how fast this is. Now come close to the television because if you blink, you're going to miss it. Watch this. You see how fast that happened? That cold front comes through. So by 8 o'clock, we're falling into the 20s and 30s. That complicates things because we've had wet weather at this point already. So a flash freeze will become likely. If there are any highway superintendents watching me tonight, get out there, pre-treat the roads tomorrow during the day because it will get a little slick, I think, by the evening. And on top of that, we're going to have some wet snow falling at that point. Look at these numbers now. We're still hanging in the mid-50s. It is a nice evening. The clouds are on the increase. We're in the mid-40s, Adirondacks, upper 40s at last check at Old Forge. We do have this little arm of wet weather down to the south that we're watching. Some light rain coming into western Oneida County. We'll take this out a little bit wider. You can see this was actually a pretty formidable line of thunderstorms as it came into the Niagara frontier. It is weakening as we go through the overnight. We'll see a resurgence of what we call some elevated convection, meaning it's not surface-based. There's a warm front coming through. Warm fronts are tricky. I don't really trust them. So later tonight, don't be surprised if you hear another crack of thunder. Then we get into tomorrow morning. It starts with rain and rumbles. Then we'll see this quit. By the afternoon, look at this line of thunderstorms that come through. And then did you see that burst of snow? And then look what happens. The wind direction is favorable, that we could have some decent lake effect snow setting up overnight into Thursday. It'll be blustery, much colder through the day on Thursday. Check out some of these snow totals. This will be very localized. Lake effect, local effect, zip code snow. But some areas may have 4 to 8 inches of snow on the ground by the time we get to Thursday midday. The most suspect or the highest likelihood for that would be down towards the Winfields, southern Oneida County, along Route 20. Here in Utica, we'll see, depending on where that band actually wobbles and waves, will determine how much snow you actually get. Did you catch all that? So tonight, a couple showers this evening, then some rumbles late. Only 50 for the low. This number right here doesn't really represent anything past, say, 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, as it will be wet at times, windy, rain to snow. Again, watch for that flash freeze tomorrow night. Much colder Thursday, areas of lake snow, blowing snow. February. 26 degrees. And then in like a lamb for March 1st with sun as temperatures turn around again. 50s to the low 60s over the weekend.
Yeah, pretty unbelievable that today driving in, looking down at the car dash and seeing 68 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
And then thinking about the fact that it's a little more unbelievable that we're going to be digging out of snow.
Yeah, some parts. I don't think it's going to be widespread. It'll be very localized. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if some of those backyard thermometers today were close to 70. So get ready, wild ride.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. The wild ride continues coming up right after this.
Your eyewitness weather forecast.
Alrighty, recapping the day that was for the books. Record high of 66 today. The old record 24 years ago at 62. I think tomorrow we could be in record territory yet again. Tomorrow, though, is going to be a very changeable day. We'll describe all of that coming up. That's a look downtown tonight. We've had a little bit of light rain that's moved through. But temperatures still not all that bad. 52. The winds have settled down, at least for now, but we will start to see it turn a little breezy again later tonight. And here's what to expect. Record warmth, not only today, but into tomorrow as well. But it is going to be a tale of two seasons. So it starts out like May, and then we are like back into the basement by the finish of the day. Temps plunge, man. I mean, I'm talking, you know, a 20, 30 degree drop within a few hours as we get into late in the day. We're going to have some rain, some rumbles of thunder, over to snow by the evening. Watch for a flash freeze because we'll have wet weather, untreated surfaces, roads will be wet. And as temperatures drop down to near 32, we'll see that ice over. And on top of that, it's going to get pretty windy. As a matter of fact, we continue with a high wind warning here for the Mohawk Valley. It's a wind advisory down to the south. So let's give you a sampling of the winds. Again, not too bad out there tonight, but watch as they ramp up through the day tomorrow. I mean, look at that. Little Falls, 53 mile per hour wind gust. We could be looking at 40 to 45 mile per hour wind gusts common. Again, a few select locations could get to 50 as we get into, especially late tomorrow and tomorrow night. Another way to illustrate this is temperature. This kind of gives you an idea of how powerful this cold front is. So I think we're going to get into the low and mid 60s into the early afternoon. But watch carefully. And if you blink, you miss this. Watch as we go into the afternoon. You see that? That cold front comes through. So we literally go from like 62 down to about 32 in a matter of a few hours. Out there tonight, we've had some scattered showers. There's one shower here near Springfield along Route 20 and Glimmerglass State Park in the northern end of Otsego Lake, and a couple of sprinkles north of the city of Utica. Watching this with interest, though, this little feature down to the south. There's actually a warm front in here. And notice there are a few thundery downpours down by Punxsutawney Phil. And wouldn't you know it, I guess that little rodent was right after all. When you see the weather coming up, so check this out. We start out tomorrow morning, a little bit of thunder and some wet weather. That lifts to the north, and then here we go into the afternoon. There's going to be a line of downpours and storms that develop and moves through right around 4 or 5 o'clock. Immediately on the back side of that, temperatures start to drop fast. And we see the snow breaking out off to the west. That'll fill in. And then watch as we go into the day on Thursday. Look at this lake effect snow band setting up. Some areas could have several inches of snow on the ground by the time we get to midday Thursday. It's blustery. It's much colder through the day on Thursday with areas of lake effect snow and snow showers. Temperatures are only going to be in the 20s. So here's some of the new information. Again, wherever that persistent lake effect snow band sets up, I mean, look at this, down towards the wind fields, along and north of Route 20, higher elevations of southern Oneida County into Madison County. There could be 4 to 8 inches of snow. I think everywhere has a chance to at least get a few inches of snow out of this lake effect that sets up tomorrow night and into Thursday. Weather whiplash, man. Tonight, breezy, mild. We'll have a few rumbles. We'll watch those later. Low near 50. So temperatures tomorrow will make it into the low, maybe mid-60s if we can get some breaks of sun after a morning shower or thunder shower. And then another line comes through late in the day. So I'd say anytime after 2, 3, 4 o'clock, that's it for that number. We'll see the numbers drop pretty fast into the evening with rain to wet snow and a flash freeze. Lake snowfalls Wednesday night. Blustery, much colder Thursday. 26 in like a little bashful lamb on Friday for March. Sunny and temperatures into the 50s to the low and mid-60s again next week.
So that's snow's going to be Wednesday night. I'm sure that a question that a lot of people who are, kind of taking a look at that, talking about school.
I don't predict school closings.
All right.
I'm just saying.
And then I did have a second question as well, taking a look at kind of those temperature shifts.
Yeah.
I know you guys like to track everything, and we had a record today as far as the temperature goes, but as swings-wise like that, do you track kind of the distance between those highs and lows?
It's not common to get, 50-degree drop. I mean, it's happened before, but it only happens like once or twice every couple years, so pretty impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, talking about 50-degree drop, there are a few teams tonight that dropped 50 points.
Wow.
So taking a look at that coming up in sports right after this.
Now, your eyewitness weather forecast.
We had a little arm of rain showers move through earlier this evening. Before that, 66 degrees today, which smashes the old record from 24 years ago, 62. Now tomorrow's record high, 60. That is in play again. Downtown tonight, it's still mild. Temperature right now, 52 degrees, and east-southeasterly wind at 6. That will be picking up. Record warmth will last into Wednesday, at least through early afternoon, and then temperatures plunge by late in the day, and it's a significant temperature drop, too. We will have some rain, some thundery downpours come through. Once the cold front comes by, temperatures will drop by 20, 30 degrees and fast. That means we will have to watch for the potential for a flash freeze because we'll have some wet weather. So once we fall down to 32, any untreated surfaces and roadways will probably ice over. And on top of that, we'll have wind gusts at that point pushing 45, 50 miles an hour. We do have a high wind watch that is in effect for the Mohawk Valley, a wind advisory down to the south. So let's give you a sample of some of these wind speeds. Not bad out there tonight, but we will see the wind start to ramp up tomorrow. And it's all about the angle of attack here, right? So if winds go northwesterly, which they will, they kind of funnel down the Mohawk Valley. So places like Little Falls could gust to 50 or higher. I think 40, 45 mile per hour gusts common as we get into late tomorrow and through tomorrow night, hence the wind alerts. Another way to illustrate this is look at the temperatures midday, upper 50s to the low and mid 60s. This is at 2 o'clock. But watch as we go into the evening. Whoosh, here comes that cold front through, and man, temperatures are gonna nosedive once that front passes by. Not much going on out there now. We had some rain earlier. Watching some thunderstorms. A little line here developing near Punxsutawney, stretching north and west to Erie, PA. So that is what's going to arrive here later tonight. So don't be surprised if you hear a rumble of thunder into tomorrow morning. That goes by, we may get some breaks of sun. And if we can get enough breaks of sun, low to mid 60s is cinch before another line of downpours and thunderstorms arrives as we get into the afternoon. Right behind that, look what happens as we go into the evening. Snow breaks out. Watch for that flash freeze, and then look at the lake effect snow setting up as we go into the day on Thursday. Blustery, colder areas of lake effect snow showers, and some areas will have several inches of snow. Now, there's going to be a little bit of play to exactly the exact wind direction where the most intense lake effect snow sets up. But look, some of the higher elevations down towards the wind fields north of Route 20, southern parts of Oneida County, around Paris and Clayville, you could have 4, 5, 6, 7 inches of snow. I think everyone has a chance of seeing at least a few inches as the lake effect snow gets fired up tomorrow night. Some Thunder Road later tonight near 50. Windy, wet to snow by evening. Watch that flash freeze. 64 is like early afternoon. By dinner time, we're sailing down into the 30s and 20s. 17 with lake effect snow developing tomorrow night into Thursday. Several inches locally. 26, that's it for Leap Day on Thursday. And then March, a bashful lamb for March 1st with sunshine. Temperatures near 50, and we warm up again into next week.
You ever know anyone who was born on a leap day?
No, I don't think I, nope, I don't know anyone.
I do. So it was, I was born in 2000, which is a leap year as well. And so I had a girl in my elementary school class who was born on a leap day. So she turns, 2024, so she turns six. Six, yeah.
Yep.
Happy birthday, Ashley.
Happy birthday.
All right, coming up after the break, we're going to take a look at how some of this weather has affected other parts of the country as well, North Dakota and Utah, both with some drastic type situations going on.
That weather coming here.
Yeah, exactly. That's right after this.